Yo, what's up guys, and welcome to a new video here on Patreon. Today I will be showing you guys the whole process of me making a sick-ass render inside of Blender. So, a lot of you guys have been sort of requesting this, and it's quite hard to capture the whole process, but I will try my best. So, today I've sort of got an idea. I was on Pinterest for a few hours just getting inspiration, and yeah, today I will be creating this sort of scene inside of Blender. So let's see here. I've put some of those into PureRef, so this is some reference that I'll be using for this scene. So I'm sort of thinking this alley in the abandoned city or something, and we're gonna have the Blade Runner spinner just sort of arriving here, and we're gonna have another shot which will be this scene sort of with people and some big buildings or power plants, and we're gonna have the thing just sort of landing here. And yeah, I think that will be pretty cool. So I've also got some other low res images. Yeah, so in Blender here, I've already sort of mocked up just using some basic buildings and cubes for this. So super simple process. You sort of just do some beveling and add boxes and stuff. So yeah, I've done no texturing, no lighting or something. Oh yeah, I've done some lighting, but that's just the default HDRI. So it's basically a clean slate, and yeah, let's get into it. So my first step is probably making the ground, so I'm just gonna add a quick little texture here. So we will be using Quixel Bridge for this, which is a great software, which is it's free, and it includes all of these assets and 3D models and surfaces and stuff. So yeah, super great. So I'm going to search for road. Road is probably not the right thing. It's super slow, by the way. Maybe these images take up so much space, I don't know. So let's try asphalt. So I'm just going to sort of look through here for some nice surfaces. So I will, let's see here, which ones will probably match the best. Yeah, this is a drawing, so I don't really know. This looks pretty cool. It's snow though. Yeah, I want something pretty rough and destroyed. So let's look for that. Yeah, torn. Torn is probably the best. Yeah, this cool. Yeah. Ooh, I like this. And we can also do further adjustments. Let's see. That's probably good enough, I think, and we can always change this later. So I will download the displacement, bump, albedo, and roughness. So I'll download this. So it will download to your computer, and by the way, if you're not using this, download it ASAP. It's so good, for real. I use it in all my renders. Highly recommend it. So now we can just export this directly into Blender, which is insane. Oh, this weird glitch is happening. Yikes. So sometimes when you try to export, I don't know, this weird converting images happens. and it just doesn't go away. So I think that we will have to find another texture. Or we could actually solve the problem. So we can actually find the folder that we downloaded it to and just set it up in Blender ourselves. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'll call this road base something. So here is our principled BSDF, and I will see here. If you hit Control-Shift-T using the Node Wrangler add-on, it will actually open up this folder. So this is the folder, I think. Yeah. So I will import all of these into Blender, and it will just magically connect them, which is great. So let's check here. Let's go into Eevee. I'm trying to sort of like use Eevee more because it's pretty powerful for previs and stuff to sort of see what you're doing, and it doesn't really slow down your computer. So I'm going to unwrap it right here, project from view, and let's scale this up a little more. Oh yikes, you're starting to see the tiles here. I don't think that will matter though. I don't know. So this is how it's looking right now. I will decrease the bump strength here. And let's fix the displacement. So if we go in here and go into supported and check experimental, we can also do these settings to sort of prep this thing here. So this is going to be in the foreground, so I will probably only focus on that. So I will cut this off because we only want the displacement where it's necessary. So for these guys, I will make a new material for them. So new material, select the road base and assign. Now we can separate them by clicking this thing here and call this BG for background. So now we can delete the displacement and let's make these a new object. P separate by selection. So now I'm gonna add a subdivision surface modifier and set it to adaptive sampling and simple. So if we now also change the settings real quick here from bump to displacement and bump, this should create bump and displacement. So it's obviously too much, so I will bring down the strength to 0.01 maybe. Let's see, that's probably not enough, so 0.1. Yeah, that looks pretty decent, but I don't really like the way this is tiling. Yeah, I honestly don't know how to fix that. Should we find another texture maybe? We could use the polygon texture tiling thing. Yeah, I don't know. Let's get back to that later, so I'll just keep it like this for now. So let's find some building materials, because right now we're just trying to block these out and get some basic shapes and textures done first. So I'm gonna head on over to Google Chrome and let's go to textures.com and find some buildings. So I'm gonna search for apartment, and yeah, that's all. Okay, let's instead go into the buildings and derelict, I don't know. And let's just find something interesting. I like this. This is kind of cool. Yeah, we're using this 100%. So, oh, you have to log in. Some weird reason, my iMac just crashed or something. So, all of my passwords sort of disappeared. I don't know. I'm going to get a new computer here. Yeah. So I sort of have to reset my passwords, and yeah, I don't know. Let's find some more buildings. So yeah, I think this is pretty good. We can sort of have this at the bottom. Let's see. Let's find something. This could probably work. Yeah, let's do this. So yeah, just going around finding some cool stuff. Oh yeah, I think this should probably be enough for now. Yeah, let's find a final one. So I probably want to find something, I don't know. Maybe we don't need one. I'm just thinking, what extra? Maybe we could like do something cool with this window and cut it out and sort of place it all over the place. I think that could be pretty cool. So that's what I'm gonna do. Download that. Now let's go back into Blender and apply these textures. So I'm gonna make a new material for this guy here. Okay, so new material, call this say building 1 foreground, to keep stuff organized. So Control T if you add the Node Wrangler add-on. Let's see here, add-ons. Node Wrangler. Enable this, it will totally make your stuff, your workflow way faster. So I'm going to open this up here. Oh my god, so many files. Okay, so here we have them. I think we are going to start with maybe this building actually. I don't know. Let's sort of apply, let's have this sort of be a base for everything, and then we can apply more details later. So I'm going to switch on to texture view, and let's use the cube projection. And to avoid stretching, I think we can do this. I heard someone else say this. So if you apply the textures, the scale, and then cube project it, yeah, no stretching. That's pretty cool. So let's sort of align the scale here. So a window is probably a little more, less than a meter. So to get the correct measurement, I'm gonna use the measuring tool here. A little more than a meter, so we should probably scale this down or up. something like that. Let's see. Edit mode? No. Okay, still too big. So I'm gonna do that. Measure again. 1 meter is probably fine. So once we have that, let's hide these buildings and sort of work on this. Yeah, so just from looking at this, we can probably do some add some additional details here. So I'm gonna add a loop cut here, and let's take this whole thing and just nudge it out like that. And let's take these guys, because they are stretching, and reproject them from view. So I'm gonna have them right there. Great, so let's also make this texture view. So I really don't like this ground bottom thing here, because it's not really logical to have building stuff there. I mean windows. It's like, yeah, almost 2 AM, so I'm a little tired, but still grinding. So let's do this guy here. Like that. I don't know, I think this is probably a little too big maybe. It feels way too big. Let's just scale this down. Just try that. Scale it down like that maybe. Man, I don't know. Something like that. Yeah, that's better. So if I Alt H for unhide, I think this is a pretty good base here. So let's add another texture. So I'm gonna, or I don't know. This process is basically just trying stuff and sort of going with what works and what doesn't. So I'm gonna make this window thing here. So let's select these guys and bring this out. Great. And let's also make a few cuts here. Let's see. Okay. I to inset, bring it down a little more. Okay, let's see this in render mode here. And also we should probably get started on some lighting. Okay, that looks not too bad. I think we can probably retexture this bit and have it be a little bigger. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, that's probably great. Reproject these. And let's find some, not find, let's make some more stuff here. Probably bring this down first. Okay, so what other buildings do we have? I think I want to retexture probably, let's do the window thing. So I'm gonna add a new image as planes, downloads, find this guy here, and I think this could probably work as some detail stuff. So I'm going to use the knife tool here and cut this out with the knife tool. Just cutting like this. Knife tool is pretty damn powerful actually, so yeah, that's great. And delete everything else. Maybe we could do something with these guys too. Yeah, I'm gonna clip this guy out as well. Okay, that's probably good enough. So yeah, let's delete everything else. Okay, so let's add some detail. So I'm going to inset this. Oh, that didn't really work. Okay, let's try another strat. Okay, if I inset this, it should work. Yeah, and let's pull this guy down here. Okay, great. So also scale him. Okay, this is a opportunity where we can use this guy. Correct faces. So just sort of lining this up. It's not really going very well. That's great. So now I will take the rest of this and nudge it out like that. Add some bevels. Great. So now I'm gonna use the knife tool again to cut this out. And I'm gonna bring this out a little bit. And let's also cut these guys. Yeah, this is super glitchy. What is happening? Yeah, sometimes the knife tool just gets super weird. So you sort of have to do some compromises. Okay, so I'll also do this guy. Like so. That didn't work. Okay, now bring that out. Can bring these in. Can inset. Bring them in even more. That's pretty great. So I think we can use this in sort of place as decals to add detail. So I'm also going to do the same thing with this guy. So I'm going to cut this off in the beginning and inset this. What is happening there? Okay, let's add some more details. Inset, inset. Whoa. Okay, let's just make another cut here then. Great. And that didn't work. Come on. Yeah. That can work. So I'm gonna bring that in as well. Yeah. Also, okay, great. So now when we have this, I'll do some quick texturing to make it look good. So quick tip, if you click Control B in the viewport, you can just minimize where stuff is rendering. So yeah, a little tip. So if I plug the color into the roughness, we should get some interesting results, which actually works. So I'm also going to do the same with the normal. What happened here? What happened? I hit Control B and everything just went dark. Oh yeah, that's because I connected it to the normal. Okay. So tip number 2 is if we actually let's see, if we actually right click here and assign a shortcut like Control B, you can add it in just by clicking Control B. So I'm gonna bring down the scale here, strength I mean, and that's looking pretty good. So once we've done that, I'm gonna go back into the viewport, and I'm gonna set this right here. And yeah, let's also separate them. So they're two different objects. P separate by selection. So now we have, we can call these window big, window small. So let's place this right here in the foreground to add some juicy details. So I could probably scale this around so it fits. Yeah, this could actually work. Okay, so I'm going to place these a little all over the place to cover up the bad windows. Should I do it here as well? Probably. I don't know. Okay, let's at least use this guy. So I'm gonna put this right here. Yeah, that's pretty decent. So once we have this building, I'm gonna duplicate this and just have it down here. So I'm going to use these and control join them together. So now we can duplicate these and sort of array like this, and we can adjust the scaling and all that stuff. So yeah, now I mirror them so I can place them like that. Yeah, and bring up the scale maybe. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So I don't like these edges, they feel unnatural, so I'm going to bevel them. Great. Okay, now we can, should I add a roof? I don't really know if that will be noticeable though. Yeah, we will come to that when we do the details later. So I think I'm going to split these up to a few different parts. Just, yeah. It will probably be a little easier. So once we have this building, it's pretty easy to just duplicate it around and get some variation. So I'm gonna take this guy and place it like that, maybe. Let's have it be super big and chunky. And I can place this guy right here. I can rotate it around. Yeah, we're quickly building up our alley with the same asset, so yeah, that's great. So I'm gonna save this because that's probably smart, and let's get working on our other building. So I'm gonna add images as planes. I'm gonna scroll down the endless mist of folders, and let's make this building. So rotate 90 degrees, scale it up like so. Yeah, this is gonna be super easy. So I'm gonna start by just removing those weird edges. Yeah, delete those like so. Okay, I'm going to add a few loop cuts here to use later. Just adding loop cuts, same stuff over and over again. Would you guys like to have some sort of live stream here, like only for the patrons? Yeah, it's probably not patrons. Or like have it with all the other guys. I don't know, I've been pretty I really like the idea of doing live streams and stuff. Seems very fun. I've been watching Clint's live streams that he does, and it seems pretty fun to do. So yeah. But the problem will probably be matching up everyone's time zones and stuff, because yeah, the majority of my viewers are actually from India, which is pretty fun. And their time zone is, I think, I don't know if it's correct, maybe 3 hours after the Sweden time, which is 9 hours earlier than the American time thing, which is going to be pretty hard to get everyone together. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll find some solution to that. But if I would do a live stream, what would you guys like to see? You can comment down in this in the Patreon thing if you want. Yeah. This is starting to look pretty good, so I'm just going to keep refining this like that. Control B, bevel. Yeah, this is starting to look pretty epic, so I'll always say that I'm sort of done, or that it's looking epic, but it just ends up not being enough, so I'll just poke at it a little more. Okay, now we're done. Not completely. So let's do the textures. So I'm gonna plug the color into the roughness. I don't know if this will work this time though. Nope, probably not. So I'm actually going to use a little other thing. So I'm gonna use a separate roughness map for that. But let's do the bump first. So Control B, our new shortcut here, and bring down the strength. That's great. I actually think it's too much, what's it called? I think the pillars here are a little too intense, so I think I'll just scale this down. That's probably a little more realistic. Great. Have I actually brought these up? I don't know. Don't need to. So the bump is done, and I'm gonna duplicate this texture and plug it right into the roughness. And I'm going to go into texture.com. I have a folder with a lot of random stuff, and I'm going to use this guy. I learned this from Ian Hubert. He used this texture and I thought it was super clever, so yeah, I've been doing that a lot recently, which is pretty helpful actually. So let's check out the new roughness. Yeah. I think this looks pretty decent. So yeah, let's place this building out in the scene. Okay, so I'm gonna have this little guy. Let's have him be in the foreground, because that's sort of the thing that's the worst at, I don't know, it's not looking very good. So I'm gonna have it start like that, maybe. Yeah. Bring it out. Could probably bring this corner bit out as well. Yeah. That looks good. And I'm gonna apply this texture to the corner of this building here. So I'm gonna, let's see, how are we gonna do this? Yeah, let's do this. So I'm going to, this is going to be a little weird. Okay, let's have it be like that. Then I'm gonna duplicate it, rotate it 180 degrees, and scale it out so it sort of fits. Nope, that doesn't work. Okay. Maybe only cover this part. Yeah. Let's do that. So I'm gonna duplicate it, rotate it like that. That's great. So I'm also going to add it to this corner here. Another tip is instead of like when you're rotating, I used to do this before. Let's say I'm gonna rotate this building. I used to do rotate 90 degrees, and it was super annoying just having to lift my fingers and like go all the way across. So now I usually do R, and if you hold in control, it will move in the like increments, and you can just sort of make it a little easier. Yeah, great tip. So we've come a pretty far way actually of just blocking out the scene, and yeah, I think, should we do the last building here? Then it will be enough for today, I think, or tonight. So yeah, I think I'm gonna make a whole new building here just to get some variety. Let's see. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is add a new texture and call this building, yeah, well, I don't really know, foreground 2 maybe, I don't know. Okay, new material, Control T. Oh my god. Okay, let's scroll for like 200 seconds and find our building. Let's go with this guy, and I'm going to project it from view this time. Yeah, and let's have it start like this maybe. Let's scale it down as well so we sort of have the same window size. Great, so what I'm gonna do now is actually go to the top and project these so these will line up, and I'm also gonna do the same for the sides. So I'm gonna select all of those and all of those and hit U, project from view. Great. So yeah, here we have building number 2. So I'm also gonna do some quick stuff here with this thing going. I'm gonna bring it out like that. And should we use the windows? I don't know stuff at all. Don't know anything. My god, why does this happen? Okay. I'm giving up. I'm just gonna put this right here. Rotate it. Oh, yikes. Okay. Yeah, it looks too flat, or man, let's try to use proportional editing to sort of give this some variation. Nope, that did not work. Okay, let's bring this whole thing up, and let's scale everything down like so. Man, this did definitely not work. Okay. Oh, I kinda like that, but I don't know. Okay. Let's also cover up our mistakes with this guy. I think a pretty important thing to learn when doing CG is always cover up your bad stuff. Like, if you're not good at something, cover it up. But yeah, this doesn't really work the way I want it to. Okay, let's just have it here in the corner. And I'm also going to use this guy, just sort of mix them together. Okay. This looks way better, I think. And let's probably put this on the ground, could be a first good start. Yeah, this is enough for today, and I guess I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.